2 days ago, I was mostly concerned with whether I had enough sunscreen on.
I'm sure you're loving this coming back.
It was 82 degrees, like shorts only, man, but
Welcome back.
yeah, we actually flew in Tuesday night and, and we got in just minutes before the storm started. I mean, cause it happened like all of a sudden.
Yeah, it came up
Yeah.
now.
And we pulled in and I put the plow on my truck and then I'm like, okay, I'm ready. And then by the time I was done putting the plow on, it was snow. Anyway, yeah,
Timing is good.
welcome home.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
That's the way it went.
Standing there. Yeah, so what does?
All right. Call our meeting to order. Nathan starts with the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Next, we'll look at the minutes.
I'll make a motion to approve unless someone needs a minute to look at the minutes.
Motion from Ruth,
I can second that.
second from Gary. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Approval of vouchers.
I've gone through them, so I'll make a motion to approve payroll and bills in the amount of $118,023.65.
I will second that motion.
Motion from Nathan, a second from Ruth. Any discussion on the bills? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Correspondence. We have a letter from Amna Hansen. Members of the board, my name is Amna Hansen. I reside at 181 East Harney Road. I'm writing to respectfully encourage the board to move forward with the zoning ordinance amendments necessary to implement the comprehensive plan provisions regarding accessory dwelling units. Comprehensive plan reflects careful study of our community's housing needs and future growth. It recognizes the importance of providing flexible housing options while preserving the rural and residential character of the town. The ADUs are one practical tool identified to help meet those goals. At present, the zoning ordinance limits residential parcels to no more than one dwelling per lot or parcel. While that standard has historically reflected traditional development patterns, it does not currently align with the housing flexibility contemplated in the comprehensive plan. This contradiction between the plan and ordinance leaves our town staff in a pickle of saying, yes, this is allowed. However, no, there are no guidelines or how to implement this. I also understand that the Board of Adjustment in multiple instances has approved secondary dwelling arrangements through the variance process. Those decisions demonstrate the ADUs can function responsibly within our zoning districts. At the same time, variances are designed to address unique property circumstances rather than ongoing policy needs. Establishing clear ordinance standards would provide greater consistency and predictability for both residents and the town. For many of us, this issue is personal. Families evolve, parents age, adult children return home, caregivers are sometimes needed. An ADU is not a multifamily conversion. It is a modest, regulated, subordinate dwelling that allows families to adapt while preserving neighborhood character. Completing this ordinance amendment would also, or would align the zoning code with the comprehensive plan, provide clear standards for property owners, and ensure the decisions are guided by uniform policy rather than case-by-case discretion. I respectfully ask that the board continue moving this process forward and bring the ordinance into alignment with the planning vision the town has already adopted. Thank you for your time and for your service to our community. Sincerely, Emma Hanson. And she attached example of Normanna Township. So Dave, have you seen this
I saw it, today.
today? Okay. Well,
So I think it's a very well, considered letter.
Yeah.
I do not recall ADUs specifically being part of the comprehensive plan I know that terminology. But I just don't remember that as part of it. And I don't remember how much the comprehensive plan focused on flexible housing as she described. So, there is a trend towards that kind of usage. But that's a policy decision, not so much of a legal decision. So, we unfortunately, we began the comprehensive plan process just before COVID hit. And so it took a lot longer to get through that. And after COVID, it was kind of when we can now begin, or not after COVID, but after the comprehensive plan was adopted is when we can really begin work on a new zoning ordinance that contemplates the comprehensive plan. The comprehensive plan, just so you know, is not law. It's a kind of a guideline for the future. And so there is a law that says that we have to have a comprehensive plan if we have a zoning ordinance, and we have to keep it up to date. And so, but that's, having that doesn't mean that that's now the ordinance and the rules that the town must follow. But it definitely is something that the town should engage and begin to go through the process of new zoning. And while we're at a new subdivision ordinance, both of those kind of are hand in hand. So.
yeah, okay. Well, we'll make sure that Dan gets this and we'll move forward with it from there. Anybody else got anything to add or?
I think that's the best rule.
Yeah, so from a procedure perspective, then do we send her a letter or how does this work? Do we respond back to her in some fashion?
Should not asking us to, should just asking us to move forward with looking at it, I think, so.
Okay.
She is proposing, she wants to do a ADU unit.
Oh, okay,
I did speak to her on the phone.
okay.
So at this point, she would have to go to the Board of Appeals for that, then,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
If she wants that kind of use
Right.
at her property.
Right,
So-
okay.
Um,
And does she know that? She knows that.
She does, and that's her reason for her letter, is she would really like the zoning ordinance to be in line. Instead of having to go through, because there's no guarantees
Right,
that an ADU would be allowed, because that is something that she's creating on
right.
her home.
Yeah, okay. That's helpful. Thank you.
Yeah, I've heard about this a couple times from people asking me directly, and I read this a bit too late in the day to get a hold of Dan, but I sent him an email, so planning on talking to him about this, but this is something that I would be really interested in exploring.
Yeah, and I think at this point, it would be a lot faster for her to probably go through appeals.
Well, I mean,
I mean,
the ordinance, the zoning ordinance process will take considerable time.
Right.
Because it hasn't been done since, man, I don't know, 30 years. And so, it needs a rewrite, and adding this section to our existing ordinance is probably not the right way to start. So,
Right.
It does, the comprehensive plan does address ADUs.
does it? Okay, I didn't recall that, so,
It's
okay,
just consider allowing them, and then it goes on further.
Right. It just
okay.
makes a statement about them. It doesn't really
Yes.
indicate this is where we're going.
It just says consider them.
Right.
Yes.
All right.
All right. All right, citizen comments. This is our new section to our town meeting that we're adding. We have one listed on the agenda, plus I think we have another one to speak to, but the one listed on the agenda is Al Bottala. Al?
Oh, the property I got at 180 Angus on there. When I bought that thing, it was foreclosed. And I heard you guys talk about blighted properties. I spent thousands of dollars cleaning that place up. Probably hauled 75 tires on all my loads of garbage. Cleaned it all up. Well, when that whole deal started down there over 2 years ago, my neighbor had called and said they turned me into zoning because I had dump trucks coming in there at 10:30 in the morning and they didn't like the noise. As far as I know, that is not an illegal thing in our township, is it?
I don't believe so.
We don't have a noise ordinance.
Why are zoning went after me after that? That's what the people told me that turned me in. And then I got a stop work order. And the stop work order's got a couple different steps before you get a stop work order. None of that was followed. I filed an appeal on the stop work order. Township blew it off. I never got the appeal. And over a year ago, I talked to Dave Pritchett about getting the stop workers signed off on, and he said he was gonna talk to Dan and do that. And he says that, then he told me that Dan's gonna sign off on it. 2 months after that, I talked to Dan and he says he won't sign off on it. He's probably coming back to my property. This has been over 2 years. I had a bunch of material that was getting hauled in there for free. I ended up losing all that because of the stop work order. Maybe I should get some compensation on this deal. I know I did make a mistake on the road right away, but the rest of that stuff is, I don't know why the township's coming after you, why zoning's after me, and why they won't sign off on that. It's getting kind of ridiculous after 2 years.
Okay,
What would you like to see done? What's your,
Well, I don't know, zoning, when Dan came out there, he told me I made a big mess out of that piece of property, which really made me upset because I spent a lot of time and a lot of money cleaning that up. If somebody doesn't even know it's been down there or anything else, they shouldn't be making assumptions and stuff. I mean, I don't know how many thousands I lost on just that material I needed. Why was that shut down? And then I found out from Chris Berg, there is no permits for putting fill on your property. The county zoning says you do not care as long as it doesn't go in wetlands. Dan told me I did not have a permit for it. And Chris Berg from Carleton County said, once I had a permit for it, that permit should have been good. He said, they're not gonna come and write a permit for every load of gravel coming in their dirt. So, I mean, this whole thing has been totally backwards, or I don't think that I should have never had that stop work order. As far as working in the right of way, yeah, that was my mistake.
okay, well, with that, your 2 minutes is up. I will contact Dan because I thought that was put to bed already. I did not realize that stop work order was never signed or whatever we need to do with that. Dave, do you know any more than that?
There's a lot of details involved in that matter, and it's been 2 years since it began, so I don't think I've got any of that,
Okay,
at the ready to have a discussion about it.
sure.
I would like to know why I never got my appeal. That was over 2 years ago too. I mean, the whole thing with the township blowing us all off, and it's not acceptable, really.
All right, well, we'll look back at it again. Also for citizen comments, I know we have Hannah.
Hi, I'm Hannah Compo. On Saturday, I have a gathering at the park in Esko, and I'm just asking for permission to have a porta potty put there. Like, I'm taking care of paying for it and everything. I just want to make sure that it's okay for me to put one there just for the day. Just because it's a public space and there's no way to go to the bathroom.
you're asking for a 1-day deal?
Yeah.
Mm.
just want to make.
Yeah,
sure
she
that-
doesn't want to pay for it for all summer.
No, I don't.
I was just gonna say, we usually put one there?
Yeah,
but
but there's
this
not
is
one
early.
right now and it's the winter, so I just want to make sure people can use the bathroom over there, so I'm gonna do that, but I want to make sure that I'm not like breaking the law or
Cringy.
something by putting it there.
Yeah, you're just using the park, you're just meeting in the parking lot, right?
Yeah, yep.
I don't have a
I
problem.
don't have any problem.
I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah, as far as I understand, that would.
Your dollar.
Yeah,
Sounds-
okay, I just wanted to make sure that was okay.
Sounds good.
Okay,
So you're going to arrange for the delivery and the pickup of the unit?
Yeah.
Okay.
Was there any other citizen comments? Anybody else? No? All right, we'll move on to old business. Cannabis ordinance.
Okay, I put that on there just because we passed that cannabis ordinance at the last meeting with a request from Logan to increase the initial registration fee from 500 to 1,000. But when I looked at the state statute, 500 was the limit for the initial registration fee. So I guess I'm just hoping we can make a motion to bring that into alignment with the state statute.
So I would motion that.
I would second that. To bring it in alignment with the state statute.
No, motion by Gary, a second from Ruth to bring the ordinance into alignment with state statute at $500 for the
That was section 2.3.1.
fee for the cannabis. Any other discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
I,
Opposed, same sign. New business. I don't have anything listed under new business. Oh, we were gonna talk about that personnel policy, but I did not have a chance to
I
dig
didn't,
into it,
I didn't call on it either.
so I didn't have that added. Okay, with that, we'll move on to personnel reports. Leah, nice to see you. What you got?
Nothing.
That's easy. Josh, you got something.
We've been plowing snow and more snow and more snow, and we did finish the repairs on one of the older graders, half of it. It's like 2 stages of repairs on it. We got one of them done. And that went smoothly, so. And that's really all I have.
Mhm. Thank you.
Yes, wonderful job. The township roads were definitely better than the county roads. Nothing against the county, Casey. You do a wonderful job, but I know you don't plow the roads, so. All right, Casey, you're up.
For the month of January, we had 127 calls for service, in which I handled 107 of those.
Any trends or anything that we should be worried about, or just kind of the normal?
Not right, there's nothing that's really ever trendy for the most part. I wouldn't say so. I mean, we always seem like at least once a month we deal with some type of fraud. Not that anybody's losing money, but it seems like at some point every month there's always some type of fraud where somebody's almost a victim. And it comes in a bunch of different ways.
Interesting.
All right, thank you. Who else is here? Reports from board members, I guess, Nathan.
I got article submitted for the next Esko's Corner quarter, so that should be up in March. Fire district met last night. We're just continuing to meet with our lobbyists and legislators ahead, or as this new session has started now, to talk about our legislative priorities and see where those are sitting. The new project is on schedule, about 35% complete, under budget right now, which is good. And we approved the annual report last night, so that'll be made available to member communities forthwith. That's all I got.
Thank you. Gary?
I don't really have anything to report, but I would just like to comment that going through the first budget review, was an experience. I appreciate the help from my colleagues and, looking forward to the annual meeting.
Doesn't get any better than the annual meeting, Gary. Ruth, what do you got?
And nothing further.
Nothing. Fire department, as everybody might or might not know, our chief is down in Florida. He said he got sick of shoveling sunshine yesterday, so he stopped. Other than that, everything's going good. We're more than fully staffed and responding to all the calls as needed, so. Yeah, budget review was this week. Tiffany's putting some more numbers together for us yet and move on from there. That's all I got. Tiffany, what do you have for us?
Yeah, one thing I wanted to talk about was the legal RFP. I did send that out to a handful of somewhat localish type law firms. I've gotten one back. I'm still waiting for your company. Get on them. But so I've only gotten one back so far, and I did put the due date for tomorrow, so I don't know if you just want to go with what we've got. And then I didn't know if you wanted to put together a subcommittee to do the review ahead of time before the whole board, or if you want to bring it all to the whole board, or how you want to handle it going.
Yeah, I'm curious on how we're gonna handle.
Did we advertise that in the paper?
Yes.
Okay.
In the paper, it's on the website.
Yeah, it'll be a whole board. I think what we'll probably do is like schedule a work session maybe, and then we can kind of filter through who we want to interview.
I'm going to assume that they will be doing a presentation of whatever minutes.
Yeah, I mean, if we only have like 3 actually apply, then we'll probably just set up
One day.
a time and, yeah, or a
Okay.
day. Have them all come in and give us their spiel. But if we end up with a whole bunch, then we're gonna have to sort through them beforehand, because I don't wanna listen to 8 different.
Yeah, and then in presence of the whole board, make it a work session. Okay, that works.
Well, so your initial question, I think you need to extend the RFP due date. If tomorrow's the due date and you've got one in, I think we want to extend that.
I agree.
I don't know how much extension you want, but 2 weeks or a month?
Let's look at the calendar here, because we've got the annual meeting coming up and everything. That's what we were running into before anyway, so.
The other hand, we don't wanna advertise forever, just trying
Yeah,
to get some.
so if we do this extension, no, we're gonna have to put it in the, advertise it in the paper again. 6th of March. 6,
That's short term.
yeah, that's 2 weeks.
We can get it in the paper till February 27th.
Yeah, that's why I said March 6th.
So why not extend it a little further after the annual meeting?
Which is
The annual meeting is the 10th,
10th
you know, go,
to the 13th or the 20th.
even the 12th or the 19th is what I was thinking, a Thursday, and either one of those dates gives it a little better. Today, that's a month. I'd say go to the 19th is my opinion. Someone else can have their opinion.
My opinion is I'm okay with leaving it how it is, but you can make whatever motion you want.
But there's only one, so there's no decision.
So far, there's only one. There's still a day to go. Hearing a motion at all.
Not yet. They're still thinking. The wheels are turning.
Well, yeah, from my perspective, I wouldn't want to put it out beyond the 12th of March.
Okay, then pick it.
I'll make a motion that we extend it to the 12th of March, which is That's a meeting date for us,
Mhm.
right? Okay.
No.
No, first and third Thursdays,
The fifth is, okay, the fifth
Yeah,
and the
5th and
19th.
15th and 19th. That's
Okay.
why I picked the 19th, but the 12th sounds better.
I was thinking that.
The 12th.
Okay.
Motion from Gary to extend the RFP for legal to March 12th.
You got a second from Nathan.
Yes.
Second from Nathan. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Aye. Motion carries. Anything else, Tiffany?
Nope, just trying to get all the numbers put together for the annual meeting and everything.
All right, Dave?
Nothing new. I've been working with Dan since on his return, so, yeah. Lots of
Catch up to
Lots
do.
of catching up, yeah.
Okay. Very good, thank you. We have a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Motion by Nathan,
Second.
second by Gary, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Meeting done, 5:25.
Lots to sign.
Get triggered.
Here, don't forget to sign this one.
Yeah.